Top 5 ghosts caught on camera. Prank gone wrong. Jose Chavarria decides to set up a prank to basically scare the crap out of his young son. He prepares a terrifying setup in the family bathroom. Then he hits the record button on a hidden camera and simply waits for his son to enter. Now, obviously the prank was a stunning success, but Jose caught something much creepier in his video than what he had planned. Did you see it? When Jose Chavarria reviews his video, he is shocked. After he turned on his camera and left the room, the unexplained shadow of something can be seen walking through the bathroom. So did Jose catch a shadow ghost on camera? Was there something truly frightening in that room? Or is it just a trick of the light? You decide. By a sad song. In this next video, popular Chinese live streamer Xiaolong travels to an abandoned and allegedly haunted middle school in Foshan, China. It is said that the 4th floor of the school is haunted by the ghost of a girl named Bai Shuiting, who took her own life in the school restroom. Locals say that the girl loves singing and playing the pedal organ. They also say that late at night you can often hear the unexplained sound of singing or organ music coming from the empty school building. This is not Xiaolong's first time investigating the school. In fact, on a previous exploration, he caught something terrifying near the 4th floor restroom. The creepy video was so popular with his fans that they demanded that he return for another investigation. Little did Xiaolong know that this visit would turn out to be even more horrific than his last. As he is exploring the upper floors of the school, he starts to hear strange noises, as if there is movement all around him. He becomes increasingly tense, and then he hears something that chills him to the core. An organ plays from somewhere on the upper floors of the school. He makes a run down the stairs into the exit, and something seems happy to see him leave. Eventually, Xiaolong gathers his courage and heads back inside and up the stairs for another look around. He goes all the way up to the 4th floor, which is said to be the most haunted area of the abandoned school. In an empty room, he finds the mysterious organ that he heard earlier. He sets up a second camera to record the organ as he explores. What he captures is shocking. Now, keep in mind that in Chinese culture, cursing and acting angry is believed to ward off evil spirits. So Xiaolong decides to threaten the ghost. It did not go well.
你跟我擦一擦不？操你妈的！操你妈的！这啥玩意儿呢？打不开！哎呦我操！哎呦我操！ 我操！操你妈！我操你妈呀！我操我！我操你妈呀！我操我！我操你妈！我操！我缺了。
Xiaolong has only been outside the room for less than a minute, but somehow the organ room is now filled with the mysterious fog and what seems to be the dark figure of a girl. Xiaolong runs for his life. Tables and chairs are now blocking the stairs, and he has to jump over the railing to make his way out as they crash down all around him. So did Xiaolong catch a ghost in his live stream? Or was this just a very, very elaborate hoax? Is all video. If you see anything that you think should be included in the top 5, contact us at nukestop5@gmail.com. Molly. Canadian mother of 4 Mary Proctor says that since moving into their house, they have experienced many random unexplained occurrences. Her children's electronic toys would seemingly activate for no reason, and faucets in the house would suddenly turn on all by themselves. Now, overall, these spooky incidents were rather minor. That is, until Mary bought an old 1980s doll for her daughter at a local thrift store. The doll, which her daughter named Molly, seems to be a magnet for the supernatural activity in their home. Now, things falling randomly off shelves is certainly explainable, but then things got really creepy.
Ow!
Can we get you better? Okay, baby? Oh, do you want to drink this here?
As Mary's daughter is playing with her doll, it almost sounds like a small slap can be heard. Then the little girl screams that her hand hurts, and it seems like she says the word smacked, as if maybe she is saying that the doll smacked her hand.
Ow!
Can we get you better? Okay, baby? Oh, do you want to drink this here?
But what do you think? Could Molly actually be a haunted doll? Let me know in the comments. You can follow the full story of Molly the doll over on Mary's TikTok, Mary Proctor 3. The Sally House. Most fans of the paranormal have probably heard of the infamously haunted Sally House in Atchison, Kansas. It is said that in the early 1900s, a young girl named Sally passed away in the house in agony after her appendix burst. Since then, residents of the house have experienced terrifying paranormal activity inside the home. Many believe that the house is haunted by the vengeful spirit of little Sally.
The whole time we lived here, my daughter was 5 at the time. She had an imaginary friend named Sally. I'd scold Heather. I would scold her for something, and she would come back and tell me, I didn't do that, Sally did it. Or Sally told me to do it.
When it touched me, that was not a draft. Something's going on in that house. It's strange activity. What it is, I don't know.
It was right here where the fire happened. And as you can see, there's no electrical outlet or anything. It just, I kind of had that feeling like, were we being watched all those years or...
But the haunting of the Sally house seemed to intensify exponentially beginning in the year 1992, when Tony and Deborah Pickman moved into the home. The Pickmans began to notice that most of their photographs inside the house contained strange, unexplained smudges, blobs, and blurs, despite trying multiple rolls of film and 2 different cameras. The old pictures cannot be explained, even by a film trick photography expert.
Photographic evidence is something I always question because my job is to create illusions photographically. But these several pictures that I was shown are very difficult to explain.
Even more terrifying, Tony Pickman claims he is getting attacked by the house's ghost on a regular basis, leaving him covered in scratches and bruises. With nowhere else to turn, the Pickman family calls on the popular 90s paranormal TV show, Sightings, and asks them to investigate. As soon as the crew arrives at the house and begins their interviews, something truly shocking happens.
Is it going?
She don't like everybody here did.
What? How did that happen?
You don't know.
Sally?
Go on in, walk in there. Walk in there. And get a towel and clean it off his arm.
Now, in accordance with YouTube guidelines, I had to blur the wound, but I can say that Tony received 4 fairly deep bloody scratches across his arm. Even stranger, the Sightings TV crew members begin to feel bizarre cold spots and unexplained electric shocks.
Right here. I can feel it. We're interviewing. It's hot. We've turned the air conditioner off for sound purposes, but it is cold right here in this part of the room. And the air conditioner is off. It is so cold right here.
Oh, what's this electrical charge you're talking about?
Did you feel it?
Did you feel it?
Yeah, it's like a mild electrical shock.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, my God.
Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
electrical shock. Right here.
Next, the crew goes to privately interview Tony Pickman about the bizarre scratches on his arm. And this is when things get truly bizarre. At some point during the interview, Tony begins to say that he is experiencing an odd sensation around his stomach.
To be honest with you, I'm gonna add this right now. She's right here with me right now. I'm feeling something really cold shoot around my stomach. I've lost my breath, I'm sorry.
Now, keep in mind that the Sightings crew has now been watching and recording Tony for 30 minutes, and his arms and hands have remained at his side the entire time.
She's just went right through my midsection.
Oh, my God. Look. Look. Oh, look, they're forming.
Can't come up with an explanation why she does this.
Look, it's forming right there.
She tends to do this to me because I upset her sometimes.
Go up. Top. Very slowly, yeah.
Look, one's starting to bleed.
There's a whole new...
You getting a new one?
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at that.
Oh, my God.
It actually...
I knew she was around.
It's this nice dark one where it's bleeding. Look at that. Look at that.
Standing on down.
There it is. Look at it.
Right in front of the cameras and multiple witnesses, something seems to have violently clawed at Tony's chest and stomach. The evidence captured by the Sightings TV show at the Sally house is considered some of the most compelling paranormal evidence ever recorded. Off the deep end. So, on this channel I've talked about haunted houses, haunted hospitals, haunted schools, and pretty much every other haunted location. But this is the very first haunted pool. Over on the YouTube channel Poltergeist Oficial, the team is investigating an abandoned and allegedly haunted pool in a small town in Mexico. When the pool was open to the public, it is said that many visitors claimed to see a dark presence in and around the water. Eventually, as more and more sightings of this strange entity were reported, people just stopped going to the pool, fearing that the location was cursed by a demonic presence. After that, the pool was simply shut down. The building has been left abandoned for over 6 years. As the poltergeist official guys investigate, they soon begin to hear some very disturbing sounds.
No, no, mira, mira, mira el estabilizador. Se vuelve loco. No. ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué onda, Daniel?
Eso es todo.
Uy. No. No, güey. Está canijo esto,
A mí me dijeron que te apareces aquí, que aquí caminas.
Se te está descargando la luz, güey, otra vez. Gritaron. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? No sé. No fue un balazo.
It almost sounds like something tapping or moving on the roof 30 feet above them. Now, it could simply be the building settling. But what happens next is a bit harder to explain. They close and lock the door to isolate any outside noise. Then, this happens.
Guíanos a donde estás.
No, no.
Se va sola.
No, no. No, 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 no. ¿La trabaste?
¿Viste que la había dejado cerrada?
¿La trabaste? Algo caminó. No. ¿Qué es eso, güey? Mira, mira.
Algo caminó, se está moviendo. Se está moviendo la lámpara.
No, no.
The poltergeist official team catches a few other odd sounds and noises, but nothing very compelling. However, once they posted their video to YouTube, their viewers noticed something that they had missed. Something downright chilling.
No manches. Algo se movió allá. Alumbra. Alumbra. Alumbra, alumbra, alumbra. Alumbra, güey. Yo vi que algo corrió. ¿Ya viste? ¿Qué es eso? Abajo. Entre la puerta. A ver, cierra eso. Vamos a cerrar eso.
Did you see it? As the camera pans by, a dark, sinister shape appears against the back wall of the building. But just a few seconds later, when the camera pans back, the shadow figure has disappeared. So, did Poltergeist Official catch a shadow figure on camera without even noticing? Let me know what you think. As always, thanks for watching. Please follow me on Twitter at Nukes Top 5. Top 5 ghosts caught on camera. The Clean Water Demon House. In this next video, the YouTube ghost hunting channel Twin Paranormal travels to the Clean Water Demon House in Reno, Nevada. The mysterious house was built in 1926 and has been vacant for over 30 years. Now, not much is known about the property, But local legend says that an entire family lost their lives inside the home at the hands of a drifter passing through town. Locals say that the decaying house is a hotspot for paranormal activity. In an earlier investigation by the popular ghost hunting team The Haunted Side, they accidentally captured a terrifying dark figure that appeared in one of the house's windows, and then just seemed to disappear.
As well. Okay, yeah, let's take this stairs. I don't know what it is about that staircase, but it just doesn't feel good. What was that? What? I don't think that was a shadow, but it was on the other side of that window.
I didn't even realize until I reviewed the footage that I'd captured probably one of the best shadow figures I've ever seen.
The Twin Paranormal team, which includes twin brothers Ryan and River, along with their friends Nick and Wyatt, capture some very chilling footage of their own at the Cleanwater Demon House. As soon as they begin their investigation, they start to hear strange, unexplained sounds coming from the darkness.
Did you get that?
Yep, got it all. What the f was that? That sounded like it was upstairs.
If there's anybody upstairs, make that noise again. Right here. Dude, there's walking. It's back there.
Yep.
Yo.
It's this door.
They weren't joking about this place, man.
It seems that most of the creepy sounds seem to be coming from somewhere up above them. So Ryan asks the spirit if it wants them to go upstairs. That's when they capture this.
Do you want us to come upstairs? Was that a yeah? That was a yeah.
I think so.
Alright, I'm gonna keep this night vision camera recording down here just in case if we do catch anything down here. We're gonna go upstairs. So let's go up there, see what we can catch.
And with that, the Twin Paranormal team heads upstairs to investigate. However, not long after they get upstairs, they now suddenly begin to hear odd noises back downstairs. What they didn't know at the time is that something seems to have followed them to the second floor.
You said that you heard stuff down there? What?
Yeah, the walking outside was super loud down here.
I didn't see anything when I looked outside.
Did you see it? A small dark figure about the size of a young child seems to creep up the stairs right behind them. What happens next is truly bizarre.
What was that?
Go. No, you're fucking with me, bro? No. Battery just died. You filming?
Get a battery right now.
Holy crap.
Right now, get a battery.
Some large unknown glass object is thrown across the room and crashes, sending the terrified team members running back down the stairs. Later, they try to investigate the source of the loud crash, but they just can't find anything. Back downstairs now, the ghost hunters ask the spirit questions using a modified spirit box. They get some very creepy answers, but something even creepier seems to be there with them, lurking in the darkness.
Do you need our help?
Did you see it? Some odd white mist can be seen moving toward the guys briefly, then it seems to retreat back into the shadows.
Do you need our help?
You can check out the full series of investigations of the Cleanwater Demon House over on Twin Paranormal's YouTube channel. They have just explained a security guard at an abandoned hospital that will soon be demolished. His job there is to guard against trespassers who might want to steal the remaining hospital equipment that has not yet been removed. He claims that often while working the night shift, some strange and downright spooky things happen. So, when an alarm goes off one night inside the hospital, he records as he investigates the source of the sound.
Alright, besides that alarm, I just heard some more sounds. I don't know what it is, man, but this place is creepy.
A hospital bed seems to move on its own, and Noah really just wants to leave. But he can't abandon his guard duty. Later that same night, he hears more noises and goes to check again, making sure that all of the hospital rooms are empty. Then this happens.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and look over here. Checking the rooms and dude, this shit, honestly, like yeah, this shit.
As Noah is about to go into one of the dark rooms, he hears the sound of a hospital meal tray crash into something in the hallway.
Dude, this shit, honestly, like.
So 2 weeks go by and nothing much happens. But then one night, Noah starts to hear strange sounds again. This time he records something downright terrifying.
Alright guys, I'm at the empty floors. I was hearing some noise coming up right now. It's kind of freaking me out, so I'm gonna be filming a little bit. Seeing some what the what the
Did you see it? As Noah is walking down the hallway, checking each room, he captures a terrifying dark figure just standing at a window inside one of the hospital rooms. Seconds later, Noah turns back to look into the room, and nothing there. So did Noah capture a ghost on camera? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. Before we move on to the next video, if you see anything that you think should be included in the top 5, abandoned log cabin in Catemaco, Mexico. The cabin seems to be actively haunted by the ghost of a woman and child. In a previous video that I featured on this channel, he captured some terrifying evidence on his live stream that shocked his viewers.
Hi, Ricky. Ricky, no, Ricky. Ricky.
Using a Kinect camera in infrared mode, he captured what looks like the figures of a woman and child. They seem to stare at Ricky from the darkness before simply disappearing into thin air. After many requests from viewers, he returns to the decaying log cabin to find out more about the strange apparitions. This time he is joined by his friend and fellow paranormal investigator Jaguar. Soon after starting the live stream, Ricky sees something that sends them both running.
¿Por qué? Porque las energías tanto se pueden llegar a tu persona.
Sí.
Porque tú.
Ey. Jaguar. Aquí.
Did you see it? A small shadowy figure the size of a child walks into frame and then quickly runs away and out of sight.
Porque las energías tanto se pueden llegar a tu persona.
Sí.
Porque tú.
Ey. Jaguar.
Ricky and Jaguar run after the figure and check the cabin, but they don't find anyone. As they head upstairs to investigate and are maneuvering their way around the missing ceiling, Ricky gets confirmation that they are not alone.
Hola. Qué lugar, Cuidado.
¿Qué fue eso? Por ahí anda el niño,
Está.
Órale.
No mam. Jaguar. Dime que no estoy loco. Dime que sí lo escuchaste.
Claro que se escuchó el canto.
Ricky and Jaguar are unable to make out where the voice is coming from. At this point, Ricky asks the spirit to show itself. And it does.
Niño. Algún espíritu o alma demonio que se encuentra en este lugar, manifiéstate.
Nene.
Siente pesadísimo.
Nene. Nene.
Siente pesadísimo.
A child quickly runs from right to left, right in front of Ricky. Strangely enough, Ricky doesn't even seem to notice the child. He only finds out about the strange appearance when he reads his live stream comments and sees that his viewers in live chat are trying to warn him.
Pasó corriendo. Pasó frente a mí. No. ¿Tú viste algo?
No.
¿Te gustaría liberar?
Me siento culpable, Ricky.
Pero te gustaría... ¿Qué? ¿Qué tienes? Pero te gustaría... ¿Qué? Pero te gustaría...
What? Dude, watch this video. Look. Let me know if you see it.
He's waiting for you, bro. Watch out.
It's a dude. It's like one of those shamans that go to places, you know, when they investigate. This dude is an investigator.
Oh, I'm getting shot at.
Me siento culpable, Ricky.
Pero te gustaría...
You see it right there? What is that? It's a little boy.
Me siento.
Touch him. He's just like standing by the window. He's like, I feel guilty. Like the feeling that he's getting.
Culpable, Ricky.
Pero te gustaría...
Right there. Dude, that's creepy.
¿Qué? ¿Qué tienes? Ay, güey. ¿Qué?
A pale hand violently scratches the back of Jaguar's neck. Up until now, Jaguar has always kept his cool, but even he is a bit rattled by the sudden attack. Ricky and Jaguar both decide to just end the livestream investigation and leave the creepy cabin. So, did Ricky once again capture the ghost of a child on camera? Or is it something else entirely? You can check out this full video with English subtitles over on Ricky Velasquez's YouTube channel. He never left. Cassie B from the YouTube channel B Paranormal says that her son tragically passed away at the very young age of 18. Since then, she says that she believes that his ghost might haunt their house. After hearing strange sounds in her house for weeks, Cassie sets up a CCTV camera to record in her living room. One night, she catches this. Now the dog apparently sleeps here all the time and never tumbles off the couch arm like this. Cassie believes that he was pushed, but obviously this might just be a silly doggy accidentally falling off the couch. But the next night, something happens that is quite a bit harder to explain. Someone seems to be looking into the house from an outside window, slowly clawing at the glass. Then, as the camera's night vision turns off, the person seems to disappear. Even stranger, as the light inside the house turns on, the figure at the window not only disappears, but actually seems to reappear inside the room. So what do you think this is? Could this be Cassie's son returning home? Is it simply a trick of the light? Channel karaoke club that was partially destroyed in a fire. Now, this club was a bit rougher than what you might think of when you think of karaoke in the Western world. It was divided into many semi-private rooms where people could do pretty much whatever they wanted. As a result, several people lost their lives due to violence and overdoses. And Seimei says that some club goers perished in the sudden fire that caused the club to be closed down. Now, Seimei has heard creepy stories about this place. He is all alone and already a bit nervous as he starts his investigation. He says that a friend of his had attempted to explore the club only weeks earlier, but had ended up running out in terror after he heard an unexplained voice, followed by mysterious knocking from inside the restroom door. Seimei decides to test out his friend's story. He knocks on the same door to see if he can provoke some supernatural reaction. But at first, nothing really happens.
他就说，他走过来之后，他看到这个镜子，这个化妆室，他觉得后面有一个人站着，然后他甚至很怀疑说，那个敲门声是就从这个地方传来的。那我现在试着敲门看看。有人伫的无？有人的话给我一些回应好吗？谢谢。对啊，没有声音啊。靠！有没有听到？有没有听到？这件好臭啊！有没有听到？
Now, a little shaken up, Seimei points the camera towards the door and starts asking questions with a K2 meter. He keeps hearing strange sounds and the K2 meter occasionally goes off, but nothing too extreme. But then, this happens.
的朋友告诉我，他之前来这里的白天，在这个厕所有听到好像敲门的声音。那我刚刚来这个地方，我敲门打了招呼之后，竟然里面有人回复我。 那个一定是你们吧？是的话，不要客气，给一些反应好吗？谢谢。
A small hand seems to press against the door from inside the empty restroom as Seimei asks questions. Then, the hand simply disappears back into the room. As Seimei continues to explore, he begins to feel an odd presence. An angry presence.
这地方故事不多，但是我必须说，一个地方废弃了，它本来就是阴森森的。那我也说过，废弃了也很容易去招来一些不好的东西进驻。这个地方它本身就发生过事情。 那加上它要废弃了，说那敲门的回应声，我的，谁丢我东西？谁丢我东西？我刚刚被打到了，然后打到之后，然后就那个这个东西我也不知道是什么东西打到我，那地上这么脏乱，我被打到了。 其实我刚刚在问玉达的时候，他是真的不太欢迎我，那觉得我打扰到他们了。好，那我就这边画面再带一带，然后东西拿一拿，我就赶快离开，不要再打扰你们了哈。
And with that, Seimei decides to just end his investigation and leave. You can see more paranormal investigations over on his YouTube channel, 01 Supernatural Studio. Subscribe, hit the bell, and blah 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 blah. Anyway, please follow me on Twitter. Top 5 Ghosts, Calling Camera. Randonautica Revisited. You might recognize TikTok user Matt Hall from a previous video I did about Randonautica.
So I saw this thing that a lot of people were doing on TikTok called randonauting. It's an app that you download and it gives you a completely random location close to you that you go to, and apparently it's supposed to be a glitch in the simulation or something like that. Holy shit. Is there anybody here?
Yes, I think I just heard something.
Now, since his terrifying encounter in the woods, Matt Hall claims that he has had a new and even more horrifying encounter at his job. Matt says that late one night, when he was working the overnight shift, a security camera at his work started beeping. Now, the security camera has motion sensors and only starts beeping when someone or something disrupts the sensor. Naturally, Matt immediately went to check the camera. He was chilled to the core when he saw this.
There's literally somebody outside, like, dragging a bag at my work. No, sorry, I'm just recording in case something happens. I can't see his face. Where's he going? He's literally running down to the door. He's coming up to the door right now. Is he? Ah! Oh my fucking god! He's outside the door. He's outside the door right now. No, there's nowhere to hide in here. It's just this one room. The door is locked, but he's like behind the building now. I don't, can you just get here, please, really?
Matt frantically calls 911 to summon the police. While on the phone with the emergency operator, the outdoor CCTV camera records a man dragging what looks like a trash bag right in front of the building's exit. Matt says that the police came and searched the area surrounding the building, but they couldn't find anyone. Even more baffling, the garbage bag the man was carrying was simply stuffed full of old clothes. So was this encounter somehow connected to Matt's previous randonauting experience? Was it even real? Or was it just a TikTok 13 seldomly tried anything when they suddenly spotted a mysterious flower and a plaque on a tree?
Okay, also, warte. Wir haben eine neue Intention gesucht. Also wir haben eigentlich ohne Intention gesucht. Ja. Er hat den Point angemacht und wir waren irgendwie so mitten im Wald. Wo der Point ist? Ja, warte.
Der ist der Radius.
Wir sind halt direkt da beim Radius.
Ja, Punkt ist da. Der Radius.
Ja, wir sind auf jeden Fall im Radius. Und jetzt haben wir die Gegend abgesucht, also so ein kleiner Weg. Wir haben die Gegend abgesucht. Hier ist halt nichts. Hier war halt nichts. Bis wir eine Blume gesehen haben. Ich filme das mal. Hier ist halt so ein Schild. Thilo, guter Freund, Ruhe und Frieden. Das haben wir jetzt gar nicht gesehen. Aber jetzt achte aufs Datum. 24.07. Welches Datum haben wir heute? Sag's mal. Wir haben einfach den fucking 24.
Junge,
Mann.
vor 2 Jahren.
Das war vor genau 2 Jahren. Wir haben das fucking gleiche Datum. Ey, das kann doch kein Zufall sein.
Jungs.
Als ob das genau vor 2 Jahren war. So, als ob hier jemand vor 2 Jahren gestorben ist. Scheiße.
Reddit user Overhype13 says that after he did some extensive Google searching to find the man named Thilo, who passed away exactly 2 years ago on the exact spot where Randonautica sent them, he wasn't able to find anything. Overhype13 believes that there is no way the Randonautica app could have known about the memorial sign that shared the same date as their exploration. This mysterious incident remains unexplained. TikTok user Tyler Vasquez says that after watching many strange videos about the Randonautica app, she simply had to try it out for herself. The app gives her a location about 1.5 miles from her home, so she travels there and documents her experience. The location she is led to is a secluded creek, surrounded by woods. What happens next is downright chilling.
Alright, this is what I found so far. Pretty creepy. I'll go see what that is. Okay, so I just opened up one of the photos, and it's whatever the that is. Then we have these random 3. This one's It's Your Birthday with the snowman with, I don't know. And these 2 I just put together. It's like, play with me. Alright, I think it was just my imagination. I think I'm just hearing but I'm trying to read these. I swear I'm friendly. Play with me.
Taylor finds creepy drawings scattered all around the rocks that look like they have been drawn by a child. Then she hears the unexplained voice of a little girl and just runs. When Taylor Vasquez posted her video to TikTok, her viewers suggested that the creepy little voice actually says, "You hide and I'll find you."
Play with me. Play with me.
After many requests by her viewers, Taylor returns to the creek 3 days later to find out more about the strange drawings.
So I just hiked the mile back to that random hunting spot. Brought a flashlight as a weapon this time. As you can see, there's no one around me. I'm trying to go quick so that I don't waste too much time. These drawings are creepy as I feel like I should just grab them all really quick. If they have messages on them, because then, like, those look like symbols. I'll just collect them real quick so that maybe this can help me figure out what they mean. Maybe there's meaning to them. I'm too scared to stay that long. There's a fucking notebook. I'm taking that too. Right, so I grabbed everything. Keep these. I don't really see anything else. So
The voice is there again, but it's now quieter, and Taylor doesn't really hear it at first. The soft little voice seems to say, "You're not my family. You're gonna die if you don't go."
They have messages on them, because then, like, those look like symbols.
Taylor collects many more strange drawings that are scattered around the area. But then the voice gets louder and says,
I don't really see anything else. So
Later, she posts her video, and when she reads the viewer comments, she makes another shocking discovery.
Okay, so I don't have a lot of time right now, but I saw this comment and I'm kind of hyperventilating, freaking out. This girl posted that she saw a child in my video. No one was with me, and tell me if you guys think that looks like a ghost child, because I don't know. But I didn't know if she photoshopped it or not. So I went to my videos and I screenshotted the exact part that she shows right there. And I see the face too. And so now I'm actually freaking the out. I'm super terrified. I don't know what to do. I didn't see anyone or hear anything until that voice happened, but it just sounded like an echo. So I don't know. I don't know. You guys tell me what you see, but that right there looks like a face to me. I don't know.
Now, what do you think Taylor caught on camera? Is it real? Or is it just an elaborate hoax? You decide. Before we move on to the next video, if you see anything that you think should be included in the top 5, contact us at nukestop5@gmail.com. What's at the window? CJ from the YouTube channel CJ Longcrow's Vlogs is exploring the abandoned and allegedly very haunted Crow Creek Reservation High School in Stephan, South Dakota. The school and the land it sits on has a very dark and creepy history. In 1886, the Catholic Church set up a boarding school for Native American children on this land, and then basically forced the reservation children to attend. From the day the boarding school opened, the land seemed cursed. Crops and trees planted on the grounds wouldn't grow. Random unexplained fires destroyed many of the buildings, and the schoolhouse was directly hit and almost wiped out by not one, but 2 different tornadoes. But each time, the Catholic Church would simply rebuild the boarding school on the same ground. One of the school's darker stories involves a nun named Sister Wilhelmina Kaufman. On January 12, 1888, during a blizzard, the nun left the school building to go to the laundry house next door. Even though the buildings were very close together, she got lost in the blinding snow and couldn't find her way back to the school. The next morning, her body was found kneeling in the deep snow. She'd frozen to death only 100 feet from the school's door. Cut to modern day. People who live near the Crow Creek Reservation High School report seeing many strange and frightening things. It is said that the terrifying apparition of a nun can be seen roaming the grounds, and some claim that they have seen dark shadow figures wandering the school's hallways. CJ Longcrow happens to have a friend that lives on the Crow Creek Reservation, right next to the allegedly haunted school. So not only was CJ able to explore the abandoned building, but he spent the entire night right beside the creepy school grounds. So early in the night, CJ and his friends head out to explore the school. They find some strange graffiti on the walls, and even more bizarre, a floor full of dead birds.
Holy f***. Those are dead birds?
But even more alarming are the aggressive living birds and bats that have made their home inside the abandoned school.
Sound like something moved down there. Here, let's do this room first. Oh, that's a fucking owl, bro. That's a fucking owl. Like, the higher we got up, like, it seems like that's... Oh. Bro, we just want to get by. Fucking birds on crack, dog. Ah, shit! Go.
After a few angry bird and bat attacks, the guys decide to finish up their exploration and just exit the school. But the creepy story doesn't end there. Now, as I mentioned before, CJ is sleeping overnight in a house that is right next to the abandoned school building. So late that night, while his friends are sleeping, he decides to take a walk around the haunted school grounds. It didn't go well.
Everyone else is asleep, so... dude, like, it's so creepy out here, bro, because I heard so many fucking stories, like, just so many stories of, like, I just can't. But it is pretty fucking creepy out here, though, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like, I mean, just look at this building. Oh, bro.
CJ spots some shadowy figure walking by the abandoned school's third-story window. He freaks out and runs inside to wake up his friend Phil, asking him to join him to go check out the strange shadow. When they reach the third-floor window where CJ saw the figure, what they find is truly bizarre.
Okay, guys, this is exactly...
Bro, where could I have gone, though?
It's exactly where the I saw it. Hold on, let me see inside there. Custodian? Closet?
Yeah.
Maybe,
Now, even though the shadow that CJ saw seems to appear from one side and walk quickly past the window, there's just nowhere to walk. There's a concrete wall on one side of the window and a tiny empty janitor's closet on the other. So where did the shape go? Did CJ Longcrow see one of the strange shadow apparitions that are said to haunt the Crow Creek High School exploration video, disappearing in an abandoned mental asylum in Baltimore, Maryland, when this happens?
I almost hit that.
Yo, this fucking place is crazy, bro.
Oh, moms.
What the f? Crazy, bro.
Oh, moms.
What the f?
Babe.
What?
Where are you going?
I swear I just seen something.
Don't f***ing start that. Babe. Yo, what the fuck?
Bro, what the f?
You're lying. You gotta be lying.
He turns just in time to catch a dark figure moving through one of the doors. But when he follows, there's no one there. Edgy Christendom doesn't necessarily claim that the video is anything supernatural, and he says that it could have simply been a homeless person living in the building. But if this was a person, then where did they go? Let me know what you think. Camp Nowhere. The popular YouTube Urbex channel Exploring with Josh travels to what is rumored to be an abandoned summer camp in the Catskill Mountains of southeastern New York. The remains of the camp are in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by woods. Josh and his friends explore the mysterious site and discover that it was a former religious summer camp for children. Turns out the religious camp was built in the 1950s and operated for at least 15 years before being abandoned for unknown reasons. They find a strange...
What the hell? For real? The heck? Who did that?
Do you think explorers did it, or it was just left like this?
Either satanic ritual cult people, or
Maybe explorers? I don't know, guys. This is freaking creepy. Look at this. Dude, who really hung all this up? It's kind of cool. I like it. Dude, someone was hanging up masks up there. So these are obviously people, but that looks like the Ring one. The Grudge or the Ring. Tell me not. Yeah, on the calendar it says 2001, so unless this place went abandoned in 2001, this is our only trace at the moment of like any sort of timeline.
A calendar on the wall dates all the way back to March 2001, so the camp has likely been abandoned for over 19 years. Josh splits off from his friends who are taking pictures of the abandoned buildings. While exploring alone, he finds a broken down RV. He goes inside to take a look and accidentally captures something chilling.
Jeez. Well, there's nothing in here. The bed in the back. Yeah. Okay. I've seen enough.
Did you see it? Well, Josh didn't either. But soon after he enters the RV, a mysterious small hand can be seen hitting the skylight on the roof. Now, Josh didn't notice the unexplained little hand, but when he posted his video to YouTube, his viewers were shocked. Some of them think that this could be the ghost of one of the children that stayed at the camp long ago. But what do you think? Is this a ghost accidentally caught on camera? Or simply one of Josh's friends messing around? And if it is one of his friends, they certainly have tiny little hands. Watch your step. French paranormal explorer Oz from the YouTube channel Project Activity travels to haunted locations all over France to investigate and record proof of the paranormal. In this episode, he investigates a house that is said to be extremely haunted. The house's owner, who wishes to remain anonymous, says that both of her grandparents passed away inside the home. She claims that after she moved in with her children, she began to experience terrifying paranormal activity on a daily basis. Every night when she would lie asleep in bed, she says that she would be woken up by the chilling sensation of something stroking and caressing her cheek. Even though the nightly event frightened her, she believed that this could be the spirit of one of her grandparents, peacefully watching over her and her children. But then, one night, something happened that changed her mind forever. Just after midnight, as the woman lay sleeping, she was suddenly jolted awake by the feeling of her bed frame violently shaking. The entire bed seemed to levitate off the ground and then seemed to be forcefully thrown a few feet across the room. The woman now no longer believed that this was the peaceful spirit of one of her grandparents haunting the home. She believed it was something much more dark and sinister, something that might wish to harm her and her children. The family moved out of the house the very next day, and the home has remained empty ever since. Paranormal investigator Oz from the YouTube channel Project Activity investigates the mysterious house to figure out just what is haunting the family. In his investigation, he uses some very unconventional tools, one of which is a small piece of paper placed inside a plexiglass box. The idea is that no wind or air currents can move the paper inside the box, so the only way it can move is by something supernatural. Oz is setting up a second device in the same room, which I'll get back to in a second. But as he prepares, right behind him, this happens.
Donc je vais l'activer et je vais vous montrer comment ça fonctionne. Non, c'est pareil.
The piece of paper inside the plexiglass box mysteriously moves on its own. Oz doesn't notice and continues setting up his second, rather unusual device, a theremin. The theremin is sometimes used as a musical instrument, but it can also be used as a sensor. The theremin creates a tone whenever someone comes close to the antenna on top of the device.
This is a theremin, it's an electronic instrument, and you produce music or sound by waving your hand into an electrical field.
So not long after Oz has set up the theremin, something very strange happens.
Elle avait ici, alors,
Là, je vous montre avec ma petite lampe. Il y avait un lit. Donc, la tête... Bon, très honnêtement, je sais pas pourquoi il s'est déclenché. Vous pouvez le refaire s'il se déclenche. Je sais pas en quoi.
Now, just a bit freaked out, he continues on with his investigation. But it seems that whatever was messing with the theremin isn't done with Oz yet.
Et pour l'histoire, donc comme vous pouvez, vous avez pu le constater, c'est une histoire qui est plutôt intéressante. Merde, c'est quoi ça? C'est la lanière de ma lampe torche. J'ai l'impression qu'on vient de tirer dessus. La lampe torche, elle est au sol.
Oz claims that something pulled on his pocket flashlight and broke the strap, causing the flashlight to fall hard to the floor. But then things get downright chilling.
Il y a eu ce truc avec cette batterie, ma lampe là, la lampe de poche qui s'est... J'ai eu l'impression en fait que quelqu'un me l'a tiré des mains. Ça a pété la lanière qui est cassée là, vous pouvez le voir. Et en fait elle est... en fait la lanière est complètement pétée.
A strange whisper can be heard and a door behind Oz slams him in the back.
En fait la lanière est complètement pétée.
Managed to stay.
Si je vous dérange dans cet étage, je descends.